Hey guys, my name is Kevin. I'm one of the exercise specialists with the West Primary Care Network. Today I want to be teaching you guys how to do a weight training program from home. So we have 8 exercises that I'm gonna take you guys through. I'm gonna give you an easy, medium, and hard version for every exercise. So I'll try and teach you guys how to make it, how to kind of change it and adapt it for yourself. It's up to you guys to change this for when you're at home. So the goal of weight training is to pick a weight that you struggle to get to 20, but you can do at least 10 with good technique and good form. So really what we're trying to get you guys to do is at least 10, no more than 20 repetitions. If you can do 20 easily, then that challenge is a little bit too easy for you. If you can't make it to 10, it's a little bit too hard for you. So pick the challenge of the exercise that's appropriate for you at this time. As you get better, you'll be able to do more and more repetitions, and once you can exceed 20, then you can move on to the next harder exercise. Okay, so I'm going to start with exercise number 1, which is a sit to stand. Okay, so here is the sit to stand exercise. I'm going to show you guys easy, medium, and hard for this one. So basically, when we do a sit to stand, the higher the chair, the easier it is, especially on your hips and your knees, and you'll find it easier to activate your glute muscles, which I'll talk about. So we have these chair lifts. Not everybody has these at home, but we get to use them here. So just find the highest chair that you can find, basically. So when we do a sit to stand, I like to sit on the edge of the seat. Higher the chair, the easier it is. I put my hands out in front of me or somewhere around here, just in front to counterbalance your weight. Squeeze your butt first. Push your hips forward and sit back down. And squeeze your butt, push your hips forward and sit back down. When we do a squat, we are using, or a sit to stand, we're using our quadricep muscle as well as our glute muscle. If you don't think about using this, you won't. You're primarily going to feel it here. So I need you guys to think about using this before you push off. So squeeze butt, push hips forward, back down. Another thing I'm looking for during the squat or the sit to stand is that your knees don't collapse inwards. So if you stand up and your knees go like this, that's no good. Okay, I want to keep your knees over top of your second toe. That's about where I want to keep them. Squeeze butt, push hips forward, back down. Now from there, that's how to do it. The way we make it harder is the lower the chair, the harder it is. So standard chair height, we're going to sit on here, squeeze your butt, push your hips forward, sit back down. Your feet can be about hip width apart. Do what's comfortable for you. A little bit wider, a little bit more narrow is fine, as long as you are squeezing your butt and keeping your knees over top of your toes. We want to try to get to feel it in our butts, okay? The next hardest version is going to be down at our feet. So I want you to stagger your feet. So your back foot is going to have to be farther back than your front foot. Okay, so from there, for me, it'll be my right foot is the harder one. Left foot is not going to be working too much. Right butt squeeze, push hips forward. You'll be quite surprised how much of your right side you use. This, I feel like I'm working about 80% my right leg, 20% my left leg. So right butt squeeze, back down. This one we do need to do on both sides. So switch legs, and then I'll do my left leg. Squeeze butt, push hips forward, sit back down. Once again, watching this knee, don't let it collapse inwards like that. I want to keep it out there, okay? Up and down we go. So that's the sit to stand exercise. That's exercise number 1 out of our 8 that we'll do today. Okay, so this next exercise is the standing counter push-up. So find a counter, something that's not going to move. The higher the counter, the easier it is. Lower the counter, the harder it is. Don't do this on your kitchen table or something that might actually move. Start with your hands slightly wider than your chest, and then we're going to lower your chest into the counter. So some people kind of go like this, and other people bring their neck into it. I want to bring the center of your chest into the countertop and push yourself back up. You don't have to go all the way down, but the harder you go, the lower you go, the harder it is. Down and back up. Let your heels come up off the ground. They don't need to stay on the ground. You're rocking kind of back and forth, pivoting about your toes. Let your heels come up off the ground. So down, back up. If you want to make this a little bit harder before moving to the next hardest exercise, move your feet a little bit farther back and still bring your chest into the countertop, and that would be a little bit harder than having your feet a little bit closer. So do as many of those as you can. If you can do 20 or more without much of a problem, you're ready for the next exercise, which would be, or the next level, which would be the floor, the kneeling push-up. Okay, so this next exercise is going to be a floor push-up. So there's two ways we can do a floor push-up. One is from our knees, one is from our feet. The feet version would be harder. So start laying on your belly, hands slightly wider than your shoulders. I don't want to go super wide and I don't want to be really narrow. Somewhere almost just outside your armpits. Level 1 would be push straight up and leave your knees on the ground. I want to see overall your body should move together. Like this should all be come up together. I don't want to see you come up like this. And we're also not doing push-ups like this. So you could even start in this position maybe with a flat line from your shoulders down to your knees, chest to the ground, back up. If you can't make it all the way down to the ground, just go as far as you can. Push down and back up. If that feels okay, you can go up to your feet like this and lower into the ground, back up, lower to the ground, back up. So that would be a kneeling and a foot push-up. Okay, so the next exercise is the standing elastic row. So basically find something in your house like a door handle, maybe a railing or a pillar in your basement that you can tie the elastic around or wrap the elastic around. What we're going to be doing is pulling back and squeezing your shoulder blades together. So really what I want to see is your shoulder blades squeezed together like that. I usually look for vertical lines in the back of your shirt. You can do this exercise like this, and that is incorrect. I want to see shoulder blades squeezed together, okay? So I have the elastic set up here, and basically what I'm gonna do, standing up, pull your back with your elbows, squeeze your shoulders together. I'll tell people pretend like there's an elastic, or there's a string on the back of your elbow. Pull back, squeeze shoulders together, forward, pull back, squeeze your shoulders together, forward. So this one with these bands, the harder we can get light, medium, or hard elastics. If you can do 20 easily, it's too easy for you. If you can't make it to 10, it's too hard. Really, really pay attention for getting those shoulder blades to squeeze together. It's really easy to cheat on this exercise. Make sure you're getting that shoulder blade squeeze. Okay, that is the standing elastic row. So the next exercise is the step up. So the step up, just go to any stairs that you have in your house. The bottom stair is the best. I don't want you doing this step up exercise on any higher stairs for fall reasons. On the lowest stair in a staircase. And we're going to put one leg up on the step. Want to make sure your whole foot's on the step, not just your toe. I want the whole foot there. So when we do a step up, there's two joints that are working, your hip and your knee. Your hip's job is to extend the hip, that's your glute muscle that's working. And your knee's job, or quadriceps job, is to extend the knee. So we're working both muscles. Quite often people feel it all here. I want you to think about feeling it in your butt. So squeeze the butt first, step up and down, step up and down. Actively thinking about squeezing your butt to do so. This one we do need to do on both sides, so you can switch to your right side. And right butt squeeze, up and down. You can do as many as you can. If you can get to 20 with no pain, no problems, then that's great. You can try a higher step. The last thing I'm looking for is I don't want your knee to be caving in when you do it. Keep your knee over top of your second toe, and we're going up and down, still squeezing the glute, up and down, but don't let that happen, all right? That is the step up exercise. So this is the dumbbell shoulder press exercise. So we're gonna grab 2 dumbbells. You can do it with just one if you want to, one side at a time, but I'm gonna do it with 2. I like to recommend by starting the inside of the dumbbell touches pretty close to the tip of your shoulder. So your hands are about there. Your hands can either be facing each other or facing forward. I like to go just a little bit in between, but honestly, wherever feels comfortable for your shoulder. From here, we're just gonna push these 2 weights straight up to the sky. Come back down, touch your shoulder. Up to the sky, down and touch your shoulder. So that would be a shoulder press. I'm going to show you from the side. Up, back down, touch your shoulder. Some people don't have the mobility in their shoulder to be able to go straight up and down. So they'll go forward a little bit. That's okay. I don't want you to go a ton forward though. And same thing, I don't want you to go very wide. Our goal is to kind of be straight up and down from the shoulder, or they can touch together like that at the top. That's all fine. So as you're going up and down, you're not having any pain in your shoulder. A lot of people with rotator cuff issues might have issues with this exercise. It's good to make it lighter. So try even like maybe a soup can, maybe 1 pound. Do as heavy as your shoulder can tolerate. If you keep on having pain with it, just stop and talk to your exercise specialist or physio about how to do it. But that is how to do a shoulder press with weights. Okay, so the next exercise is going to be the bicep curl, the arm curl. So this is like when you ask someone about exercise, they're like, yeah, I lift weights. That's what everyone will show you, is they're showing you the arm curl exercise. So when we do a bicep curl or arm curl, your elbow is basically attached into your rib, and it's your forearm going up and down like that. So that is working your bicep muscle in the front of your arm. You can do 2 arms at once. It doesn't really make a difference if you do 1 arm at a time. With this one, if the weight is light enough that you can get more than 20 repetitions, it's too light. If you struggle to get to 10, it's a little bit too heavy. So find that weight in between that challenges your muscles appropriately. Okay, so the next exercise is going to be the tricep kickback. So it's for the muscle in the back of your arms. Most people want to work out this muscle, so how can we do it? We're going to do the kickback. So we can go up to a couch or maybe a coffee table or something, whatever you're comfortable with, but something about roughly knee height. We're just balancing our body on the couch basically. From here, you're going to lift your elbow up to the sky, and then this is the starting position, is here. From here, extend the elbow, bend the elbow, extend the elbow, bend the elbow. Your upper arm should stay still. I don't want to see your upper arm moving around like this. It should be a rock solid from there. The only pivot point is at the elbow. Okay? That is the tricep kickback. We're going to have to do that on both sides. So the other way would be lift, extend, just like that. All right? So once again, if you can do 20 comfortably, time to move up to a heavier weight. If you can't make it to 10, then it's too heavy for you. That is the tricep kickback. Okay, so this next exercise is the glute bridge. So the glute bridge ideally takes place from the ground on a hard surface. You can do it from your bed if you're not able or willing to get down to the ground, but it's better on a hard surface. So from here, ideal way to lay down is not lying back this way. That can be a bit hard on your back if your back's not strong enough. So best way to lay down on the ground is onto your side and then roll over onto your back. From here, I like to shuffle around so that my feet are flat on the ground and feet as close to your butt as you can get them. So get them pretty close. It doesn't work as well if they're really far away. So a little bit closer there. I put my hands on the ground by your side just for a little bit extra stability. And then from here, what we do is squeeze your belly, squeeze your butt, push your hips up to the sky, hold that for a couple seconds, and back down. And then once again, squeeze belly, squeeze butt, push hips up, and back down. We're going to do this 5 to 10 times. If you feel it in your hamstring and the back of your leg, that means that we're not activating your glutes properly. So I want you to squeeze butt before you lift up. If you can't get it figured out, we might need to work with you individually to get you to be able to turn these muscles on. But yeah, I don't want you to feel hamstring cramps when you're doing it. Should be in the butt. Squeeze butt, push up, hold for a couple seconds, back down, and that is the glute bridge.